Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope all you fathers had just as much fun as I had spending the time with my family. It was always an awesome experience. Got a chance to take some time out. Didn't really do anything with trading at all. Just enjoyed the time and enjoyed the weekend. So now we are back at it. But last week was a very slow week. It started out a little slow. Then we had the election day on Tuesday, which I made that decision not to try and trade because we always have internet issues on election days, and never really picked up from there. Got a couple of all-day holds in, which did pretty good, but other than that, as far as day trading, it was just very slow. But the middle of last week, I was called out by several students, and as a teacher, whenever students come to you and say, "Hey, we're not really getting what we need, or we're not getting what you said you could give us," we take it very seriously. And I had to stop and look, and it didn't take me 2 seconds to realize that they were right. And they didn't say, "Okay, hey, you're being a hypocrite," but I can sum it up and say I was being hypocritical because I was setting timeline goals for my small account, and I do not advocate that at all. I preach against that, setting monetary goals and time goals. But yet I was doing it. And what happened, even though I started out, the first couple of weeks kind of struggling a little bit, once it took off, we were moving pretty good. And they said once I got to around $3,000, a little bit more, I started trading larger stocks, or stocks that the average trader who's still in that 1,000 range couldn't really trade. And I was leaving people behind. And then once, last week when I said we got to 5K, and they're like, "Who's we?" Because I doubt very seriously if you have any students that have made it to 5K with you. It really hadn't been that long. And like I said, it didn't take me but 2 seconds to realize how right they were and how I had really done you guys a disservice by doing that. And so I decided that we're going to do this day trading with a small account 2.0. I was going to dedicate the rest of this year to helping you guys and being a model with you guys that are day trading with smaller accounts that are just starting out. And even if you have enough money, even if you can put 50 grand in a trading account, you have to learn how to trade. And you will not learn how to trade very well, trading larger size and, trading stocks like Tesla. And, that's not going to help you. You have to learn how to manage small positions. You have to learn how to manage risk. And once you do that and you get that down, then you can get out and start playing. So it doesn't matter where you are, how much money you have. I still believe you need to start small. But, I want to help you guys. That was my promise. That's my goal. That's why I started this. Because there were so many people like me, starting out there like me, struggling. You don't really have a whole lot of money, and you're trying to get to that next level. So that's going to be my focus. Now I'm still going to do the all-day holds still going to do the swing trades. Those pay the bills for me. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a little bit more about the all-day hold deal coming up. There are going to be some changes in that as well. Swing trades going to continue to get better. Going to continue to enhance the emails alerts that I'm giving out. All that's going to continue to progress. Even though we just started that, all of that's going to keep going. I'm not going to forget about any of that, but just wanted to, take a minute and let you guys know that we are refocusing. The first presentation is going to be Wednesday. We do that during our Wednesday education webinar. It's going to talk about how to start day trading with $1,000. And I'll tell you now, I don't think that's enough to start with when you're brand new. But if you trust the process and you believe, you follow my lead, you're going to have a chance to not have to refund that, but maybe once or twice. I had to do it 5-6 times because when I started, I had no clue. I opened up a brokerage account. I didn't even know how to execute a trade. Period. I didn't know anything. I had a trading account, but I didn't know anything. And, you guys know where I started, so I didn't have a clue. But, I've got all of that experience, and I'm trying to keep you from going through and falling into all of those pitfalls. That's why I'm doing all that I'm doing. So it's going to start on Wednesday with how to start day trading with $1,000. I've actually done it 2 days, last Thursday and Friday. I only traded with $1,000 or $6,000 in buying power. We picked out the stocks. We talked through them. Did everything. Today we didn't have anything to trade. I didn't like anything. And we really didn't have any opening range trades. The stocks like VRX started moving after 11. And it, started setting up, later in the day. But nothing really for a clean, solid opening range trade like we like to trade for stocks that were in our range. And you're going to see that happen because a day with no trades is a hell of a lot better than a red day. If you haven't figured that out yet, you soon will, figure that out. So this is going to start Wednesday. And, here's the education model that I use. It's one I brought over from my teaching. And the main thing is connect your trading, your real life trading, with everything that you learn. You're going to have new learning, the trading classes, the live trading web, the webinars that we do every week, guided practice. All of these things fall into place. We talk about reflection and journaling. I think this is going to be the key. You guys that really focus on this, that's going to be the key. We have a member that created this awesome journal. He's got some videos that shows you how to use them. I've been sharing the link in chat every day. So, if you haven't gotten it, get with me and I will get you the link to his journaling. He's got some videos that explains how to use it step by step. And, it's really going to help you take your trading to the next level. All right, so the Small Account Program 2.0, this is what it's going to consist of. Me spending the rest of the year teaching and modeling how to trade and consistently grow your small account. Again, that first webinar is going to be this Wednesday. And and play, for our Wednesday education webinar. Our day trading focus is going to be from open till 11. That's where we're going to be focusing this summer. Once we get out of the summertime slump and things start to pick up, then we'll extend that. We'll look at later day trades. Right now, the only trades that we really get late are going to be breaking news, and you guys see how dangerous that can be. We saw that today. So we're going to focus on one trade at a time, one day at a time. And I proved to you guys Thursday and Friday last week why I say when you first starting out, you take that one trade and you shut it down. If we had taken that one trade both days with just 100 shares that we traded, we could have made $100 both days and shut it down. In 2 days, we'd have added $200 to our account. That's huge when you're growing a small account. It doesn't seem like much when you have, $10,000, $15,000. But when you're trading with a smaller account, that's huge. And when you've never been profitable or green for a week, that's huge. No matter how much money you have. Being green for a week and you've never been green before, that's huge. We're going to focus on building confidence, because you got to have confidence before the consistency can come. You got to be confident in your abilities, in your trade plan, in the setups. And we're going to really focus on building and developing that self-discipline. Knowing when to sit on your hands and not chase. Even though the chase may turn out to be profitable. What was that stock? GVO or G? I can't even remember now. But, chasing that stock could have been profitable in the beginning. But GEVO, that's what it was. It would have been profitable in the beginning. But, you don't want to fall into that trap, because it can be devastating later on. So developing that self-discipline that's going to keep you straight. So what am I going to do to really, give you guys the best opportunity to join me and to spend the rest of the year with me? So I'm going to kind of do go out on a limb here and, give you guys, if you subscribe for a quarter, you stay the whole year, the rest of the year free. So which means the sooner you subscribe, the more free time you're going to get. So all you do is pay for a quarter, and you spend the rest of the year with me. So January 1st, you can decide whether you want to re-up and, you're where you want to be, or, try it somewhere else. But I'm investing a quarter in you because I have to pay for it. So I'm investing that. So I know some of you guys did the 1 month deal, and that was before I got called out, and I'm thinking 2 months will get it. It's not. So if you guys want to do this, if you want to subscribe for a quarter and spend the rest of the year with me, you can do that, and I will credit you back for the month that you signed up for. You guys that are already on a quarterly subscription, when your subscription re-ups or you resubscribe, you will get the rest of the year as well. So, if you invested that in me, I'm going to invest that in you as well. So, but if you have any questions, if you're already a member and you have any questions about that, just shoot me an email and I'll work that out with you. But I'm not setting any time frames. You know, I'm not saying we need to be here by the end of the year. You'll know if you're in a better spot than you were today by the end of the year. You'll know if you're going in the right direction. And, you know, if we're ready to move on. So the all-day hold, what we're gonna do with it is I had it as part of the day trading course. I'm just gonna do this separate because I think it needs to be standalone. It's a whole strategy and mindset all in itself. You know, the all-day holds was the bridge for me to go from day trading to swing trading. So we will have that. That's going to be starting I forgot when I had it scheduled to start, but it's going to be starting real soon because a lot of you guys are interested in the all-day hold strategy, because that's something that if you're not comfortable day swing trading and you don't really have time to sit there and watch day trades, and you know you have the ability to allow stocks to work all day, that's going to be ideal for you. So the all-day hold course, well, I can say class, course, however you want to say it, but we are gonna be doing that. And like I said, we're gonna continue to grow the swing trades, and you know, me being able to alert you on entries and share the charts and the setups with you, so you're not having to wait to the end of the day or the end of the week. All right, so let's take a look at wait a minute, what is this? Oh, this is the all-day hold from last week. NXPI. This was Friday, I think. Yeah, this was on Friday. And this stock was just ridiculous. I mean, just plain ridiculous the way it traded. But, you know, we got 407.22 out of it. You know, the day before, I wanted to get in this, and it just ran up like it was going out of style. I'm like, what the heck? You know, but no, today we still got in. It still pushed up, but it did just what it did the day before. It pushed up and it started selling back off. Never really sold off the way I wanted it to. I really wanted it to go red on the day and pull down through, you know, and test these 110s, but it just didn't do it. But you know, halfway decent. 407.22. I mean, not bad for the day and not bad for Friday with the way the market was trading. This was Friday as well. This was the day trade. And, you know, this is one that we got a real nice entry on under the 20 here. Under the VWAP to 9. Real nice. But that 50 is just no joke. It is not fading to 50. It hasn't been for the last couple of weeks. So we did make a nice trade down to here. And as we started to pull back, you know, I took it off. I wasn't going to wait for it to come all the way back. That wouldn't have made any sense. And, you know, had we stopped here, we'd have had a real nice trade. Real decent trade here. Also, but we got back in. It's like, well, let's try it and see what happens here. This should tell you everything that you need to know. The 50 here was trending up. The 100 was trending up. We had some long-term support. That's what this is telling me, that we had some long-term support that it built in. Here's the short term, but we had some long-term. So that tells me that the move down was going to be limited. But we got in, didn't even get close to the 50 before it turned around and stopped us out. Ended up being down 49, 42. Now, this was a little bit of slippage because it rejected my order initially. And I had to go back in and, redo it because it rejected my order. But I don't know if it was something dealing with the internet. That's the first time it's ever done it, since April. I've never had that happen. So I don't know if it was something dealing with the internet or whether it was the exchange or whatever, but that caused me to have, a little bit of slippage on this. But you can see shorted at 54.35, 50 shares, and got out. It was like 2 points. That was way too much to really give it, to be honest with you. But just had trouble getting out. That's what it boiled down to. But this is why, I say we stick to one and done. The traders who I've got doing this, they did it last week. They did it the week before. In 2 weeks, both weeks, they're green. And they've never been green like that before. The hard part is going to be sticking to it. That's going to be the hard part. You're going to start to feel good about yourself. You're going to want to take more trades. You're going to feel that you got it before you really have it. And, you're going to go backwards a little bit. But that's fine. You got to test the waters. At least you have a foundation that you can come back to and start making those green weeks again. And that's what you got to learn. That's what I want to teach you guys. All right, so you can see last week, nothing. Monday was real slow. I didn't trade Tuesday or Wednesday. Thursday this should have been a $100 day, $120 day, just trading 100 shares. But we took that extra trade and we gave some of it back. And you saw what happened on Friday. We got stuck in the trade, took a point too much loss because it was running pretty quick and we had a hard time getting out. That stuff is going to happen. There's nothing you can do about that other than just accept it and, move on to the next trade. You can call your broker and, sometimes they can work with you. Sometimes it just depends on the thing. If they can identify that it was on their end and it wasn't like your internet connection or something like that, then they'll help you out. But the bottom line is, whatever happens, we got to accept it. Because when we started trading, we accepted that risk. So only 64.85 on the week. Only 942.39 for the month. But this was just an incredibly slow week. I mean, everything just kind of shut off, around in here. And so we're going to have to adapt. Like I said, when things start to change like this, they're slowing down. They're going to be slow until we get into earnings toward the middle of July. So we're going to have to trade what the market gives us. But as long as we end up green, that's all. That's the name of the game. We're moving forward. And you can see all day holds. I only had 2 days of it. Wednesday I think we did the recap on that one already. And then we just looked at that one today. So for the week, 1194.45. That's not too bad. Only trading 2 days. But like I said, these are not going to be. You probably won't find these every day because we don't have a lot of stocks moving now. We don't have a lot of volume that we need to drive some of these. But we will find some good ones. And and you guys are going to learn how to find them as well. Because a lot of times there's more than one opportunity. Just like there's more than one day stop the day trade. And, we'll get you guys going on that. So real quick, FSLR. This is a swing that didn't work. This was working. I think I was up maybe $500 on this. And then the next day, I don't know what, something happened. Some news came out and on Friday, and it just went the wrong way. And I didn't catch it in time. I lost 60 cents on it. Which is just over $300 with commissions. These oversold hooks, these oversold stocks have been struggling the last couple of weeks. I mean, really struggling. A lot of them have been struggling. So you can see, this was a sell-off on Friday. When I saw this thing like this, I knew something wasn't right. And I didn't catch this until lunchtime. Going into getting close to lunch. So this was, pretty sad. But I finally took this off. We had an upgrade, analyst upgrade. I guess I could have left it on. I probably would have got 10 more cents on this week. But I had held this thing since May 4th. I've been in this since May 4th. And, it was time to get out. We got that bump. And I've been underwater for so long, I just took it. And I was trying to decide whether to just get in this in my long term and try to hold it to see if we're going to get this pop if the merger goes through. But I was like, forget it. Just forget it. And PLNT, we have locked in 870, and I've got 200 shares left, and this one is still doing pretty good. It's still doing pretty good. So I'm still in this. We're still holding 200 shares of that. So that's gonna do it for me. Should wrap up last week. Like I said, we didn't have a whole lot going on last week. Everything was kind of slow. Waiting for this PLNT. I'm always putting a bid out at 46 to take some more off, and I'm looking for this to continue to make new highs this week. So this one's paying off good. And I should have a new swing trade watch list out tomorrow, so you guys look out for that in your emails. Alright, so that wraps that up. You guys have a great night, a great evening, and I will catch you guys in the morning.